Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Box Score Sports YouTube channel. This is just going to be a quick 1 to 2 minute clip for the Kings getting Russell Westbrook. The rest of the season preview will be after this 1 to 2 minute clip. We already kind of gave our thoughts about the Kings, but we figured we just put this in front of it. So hang on tight if you want to hear the rest of our thoughts on the Kings going into the season without Russell Westbrook. But let me ask Clint, change anything for you as far as your thoughts?
Not in particular. I mean, he does give that. He gives every team pace, tenacity. I mean, he gets up and down the court. He's still pretty athletic for his age. But as far as the overall results for the Kings, maybe you squeeze out a win or two in the regular season because he cares so much. But some of the things that we talked about previously, this doesn't help their shooting,
right,
if he's going to play big minutes. So I think it's kind of like a net washout. It does make you think of, it's Malik Monk, Devin Carter have been rumored to be wanting to move. Not sure why they haven't yet, but it makes a move like that seem more likely.
Yeah, agreed. I also think I'll give him a little bit more versatility, like ball handling, because Russell Westbrook can still handle the ball, which is good that he can bring it up the court and stuff. So that's nice for the Kings. And like you said, it may add a couple wins to their record because of the effort and the energy he plays with. But I don't know if it changes like my overall prediction of them being a lottery team moving forward. That's a little bit of a spoiler for what's to come. But yeah, that's sort of where I'm at with the Kings.
Yeah, it just keeps them kind of small. I mean, you have your guard lineup, a nice rotation there, but again, you'd be on the small side. So I don't know and you really don't want to play him with DeRozan. And now Keegan Murray is out with an injury. So, that really, if you had DeMar, Sabonis, and Westbrook on the floor, that's a really tight floor.
Yeah, the spacing is not great. Yeah, agreed. Okay, thanks for this is just our quick thoughts. We'll get now into the rest of the prediction for the Kings for this coming season. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Welcome back, everybody, to the Box Score Sports YouTube channel. I'm your host, Ryan. On today's episode, we're going to continue our NBA season previews, and we're going to go into the Sacramento Kings. If you want to know how we felt about their offseason, you can go check out an earlier video we did on each division, and you can see how we felt about the Kings offseason. We're going to focus on the season ahead, and we asked you to do that in the comments down below. Let us know what you liked about their season and your predictions about the Kings off season. So let's get into it, Clint. Let's talk about the Kings off season. They were 40 and 42 last year. They re-signed Ellis. I actually like him. I think he's a really good defender. We'll talk maybe a little more about that. Eubanks they added, Saric and Schroeder, which probably Schroeder was the big addition. They lost the Valanciunas and Laravia, which are of note, I guess. So what is the strength for the Kings going into the season for you?
So I think their strength is they can mix and match their guards between Monk, Levine, Keon Ellis, Schroeder. Like, I don't know if they'll start the right ones because it's hard to bench one. It's hard to bench one of those guys, especially like hard to tell Levine to come off the bench. But I think you could get enough like playmaking and defense, and Keon Ellis really made a step forward with his shooting. And Dennis Schroeder, he's a flawed player, but he brings it at times, which is why he keeps ending up on teams, because teams love him and they hate him, but he contributes. But their guard play, I think they can maximize shooting and defense in different lineups to keep that exciting.
Yeah, I agree. I even think like the depth chart of the Kings that I'm looking at like on ESPN, I almost would switch around Monk and Schroeder or Ellis and Monk and just have like a scorer with a defender and a scorer with a defender almost. You know what I'm saying? Like that's as long as Schroeder's in it, he defends really well. So like I think I would do that. Right now they have Monk, Levine, DeRozan, Murray, and Sabonis starting. So, um, which goes into my strength. I think they're going to be able to put the ball in the hoop. I do like the scores they have on this team. I think they have like honestly like a lot of threes. Like if you're building a team and you're like who could be the third option in our offense, I think a lot of players on this team like Monk, Levine, Murray, Sabonis, DeRozan, they could be a third. I shouldn't even say scorer, like just a third best person on the team, and you would be comfortable with that. So I think they can put the ball in the basket with Levine, DeRozan, Murray, Monk, and Sabonis. So I think their scoring is a strength of theirs, and they might be fun to watch a lot of nights where they're putting up 110, 20 points a game.
Yeah. Light the beam on offense. No.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Which gets into our weakness. Let's talk about the weakness or the thing you're not looking forward to when it comes to the Kings going into the season.
They're just, they have, we mentioned Keon Ellis, good defender. Keegan Murray, has his flashes. They've really, unfortunately, kind of like shrunken his role to like
I've heard it both ways. So
on a weird degree, but just watching them defensively is painful. Like watching Zach LaVine play defense, watching Sabonis, play defense unless he's right by the hoop. Even then, guys like go right over or through him. So just again, you're right. They can put the ball in the hole. They're going to have games where you're like, holy cow, they just scored 135 points, and you're like, man, they won by 2. It's just it's painful to watch them defensively. And I've listened to some things that they're really focused on defense. Like you got to play defense to play on this team. But you look at the roster: Monk, Levine, DeRozan, Sabonis. I mean, you can try as hard as you want. Maybe you can get those guys to like decent defenders, but against good talent, that's not going to hold up.
Well, that's it. Like, I need to see it first. Like, okay, that's great that you're focused on that, and that you're trying to get your players to focus in on that side of the ball because you understand like they can score, so we should focus on playing really good defense. The problem is the history of these players. DeRozan's another year older. Like the history of these players are they can't, and sometimes it's not even their fault. Like Sabonis is just undersized for the position he plays, so he's going up against Jokic and Victor Wembanyama and Chet and these guys, and he's too small. He really needs to be alongside of somebody who can shoot like a Victor Wembanyama. That's where I think Sabonis would be best. But I digress. I just think like until we see it, I'm not going to believe it. And it's like you got two guards that I'm really comfortable in. As long as Schroeder's focus, he can play defense. Murray, I'm comfortable with him, but everybody else, Eubanks, are you like him coming off to play? Are you like, yeah, he's gonna be a good defensive center? No, like so Saric, like he's the other center. Doug McDermott, like are we having them come off the bench and play defense? So just like the starting lineup as it is, I think you're right. 135 points, but you gave up 131. That's sort of the team. So their defense is definitely something I'm not looking forward to, unless if they're playing the Pistons. I'll take it.
Yeah. Hey, look, Kate had 45.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Big question going into the season for you for the Kings.
It's almost been the same. It's just like repetitive. Like they got to pick a direction.
Agreed.
We talked about
West.
this. Yeah,
Chicago West.
We were talking about before if we're going to do another team, and I'm like, I like talking about the Kings because it's one of the few times that I was like, right, where they had that good year, and like after that, I've just been down on them. It's just, again, you look at their roster and you can name like 6 players that you're like, oh, I like those guys. They're good NBA players, but it never matches up. They never seem to, pick a direction, just float in the middle. Like they made the Fox trade, and then instead of just getting the picks, you take Levine, and you're like, oh, cool. And then you watch Levine and DeRozan, which we watched in Chicago not work. So why don't we just do it in Sacramento? I just want them to pick a direction. I've been consistent. I think they just need to move off from some. I mean, for some reason, they seem to really want to move off of Malik Monk. Like they've been talking about him going to Golden State. But I just think they need to move on from these dudes and just are we going to finally do it? Are we just going to reset it and be like, look, we're just going to be stuck in the play-in or the lottery in the West for as long as the West is good, which there's a lot of young guys. So my question is just, please pick a direction. Please just like rip the Band-Aid off, be better than the Bulls, just take your lumps for a few years. I think you got guys where you could get picks, you could get some players, and I don't think it has to be like a 10-year searching the wilderness for a player.
I agree. I like DeMar DeRozan, solid player. You know where he'd be good? Maybe you don't want to hear this, but like put him on the Bucks. Levine on the like put him with the, like he needs to be the third guy on the team, whether it's offensively or defensively. Like, you know, just the third guy on the team. Levine, the same thing, third guy on the team. Monk, a great bench scorer. He should be coming off the bench fighting for six man every year. Sabonis, I think he could be a 2 or 3 on a team, but he has to be around the right team. Like he needs to be by guys. He needs a bigger center around him. Like that's what I think. Like but that can space the floor because he can't. So I just think you got a lot of number 3s on this team, and it's like the Bulls before DeRozan and Levine went to the Kings. It's like pick a direction, but the direction really is not that hard for them to pick because it's not like they have one superstar on their team or they're like. The direction's kind of simple. Just sell these guys, get as much as you can for them and move on. That's what they need to do.
Amen.
What's a successful season for them in your mind? So this is not like, you know, your mind.
In my mind, it's doing so. It's just moving on, taking what you can get. They have a couple, you know, like I would keep Keon Ellis, Nick Clifford. He was intriguing. Keegan Murray, I think you got to give the guy more. You know, they keep bringing in guys. They're like, oh, less shots for Keegan Murray, so we don't know what he can do. So I just think success for me is just, hey, we tried, we had a good year, didn't work out. Let's sell these guys off and let's, you know, start from the bottom, or, you know, let's be the Nets of the West and take on some bad contracts for some picks. Because I think in today's NBA, if you're smart with it, you could get rid of these guys and not be much worse. In a year or two.
Yeah, agreed. Are you ready for the Drew Holiday to the Kings trade for Keon Ellis and Keegan Murray? They're gonna just double down. I hope not, Kings fans. I hope not. But I'm with you. That's a success for me. Go the direction you need to go and get rid of these guys. That's it. Okay. Prediction for you.
So they were a playing team last year. I think this is a lottery team this year.
Yeah, I
this
agree.
is a team I took out of the play-in and put in the lottery.
I'm with you on that. I think whether they stay together or they decide to sell it all, lottery team. Yeah. Okay, anything else on the Kings other than do we want to push harder to tell the fans that we really want them to sell? Like, no, just kidding.
Hey, it's just, I feel bad too. Sacramento, I know when, you know, there was threat of the Bucks moving, there's, you know, a lot of Kings fans were in with Bucks fans as far as, you know, you want to keep your team. So I do feel bad that I'm always down on the Kings because they do have an awesome fan base. It's just, it's run its course. It's time to just rip the Band-Aid off. And, you know, I think the fan base wouldn't actually be that mad if you made shrewd moves. I think you get frustrated when you just see this year after year, and you had that dangled carrot of what they get to 50 wins that year.
Mm-hmm.
You had the 50 win year, and you're like, oh, and it was kind of smoke and years, and it's just backsliding.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Like, and that's the thing is you want, like, we're talking from a perspective that we think is the best for the Kings to succeed. We don't want them to fail. You're right. They run their course. Nothing's more annoying. Like, there's two things that's annoying as a fan base. Like, if you're constantly losing all the time and you don't change, or if you're constantly mediocre. Like, those two things, nothing is more frustrating than that. So let's not be mediocre, Kings. Let's not do that. Okay. Thanks for joining me, Clint. Thanks everybody else for watching. Leave in the comments down below. Should the Kings sell? The answer is yes, but you let us know why or why not. And then like, subscribe to the video, and we will talk to you guys real soon. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.